निगाहों में सर ये कहता है कि फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन, ये मान के अब सुन लीजिए सर, इट इज परहैप्स द मोस्ट फंडामेंटल पार्लियामेंट्री राइट ऑफ ए मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट. Every member is entitled to freely and fearlessly express himself on the floor of the House, inter alia on burning issues of the day and matters of urgent public importance. If a member fails to do so under one of the available procedural devices, he often takes recourse to what has come to be known as zero hour. While unparliamentary or objectionable expression may be expunged from the proceedings of the two houses of parliament by the respective presiding officer under the existing rules, shutting off or blinding the proceedings of any house under the presiding officer's direction, that nothing of what is said without his permission would go on record may be questionable desirability, in as much as in that case the reports of the proceedings cannot really be regarded anymore as a faithful record of all that happened. This applies equally well to the expurgated and edited version of the selected proceedings that may be telecast. In any case, when the question hour or any other part of the proceeding is telecast live, how can the presiding officer expansion order operate? सर इसलिए हम चाहते हैं कि हमारे अधिकार को ये दे जाना चाहिए सर. हम चाहते हैं कि सदन की जो गरिमा वो गरिमा बरकरार रही है सर. आज स्पेशल सेशन है, ये नॉर्मल सेशन है, क्या है किसी को पता नहीं. हमें बाहर से मीडिया वालों के हवाले से पता चलता कि स्पेशल सेशन है या नहीं. सर जब मिडनाइट सेशन होते हैं, जैसे कि आजादी के दिन हुई थी 14-15 अगस्त, वैसा मिडनाइट उसमें चर्चा नहीं होते. जैसे कि जीएसटी के लिए नरेंद्र मोदी जी किए थे, चर्चा नहीं होते, लेकिन बाकी स्पेशल सेशन में चर्चा होते. लेकिन इसके साथ साथ बाकी लेजिस्लेशन नहीं जा सकते. लेकिन यहाँ 8-9 सारे मुद्दे को आप शामिल किए हैं. पता नहीं इस तरीके की कैसे आप सदन को गरिमा को बरकरार रखेंगे. क्वेश्चन आवर में हमें शामिल होने का मौका नहीं है, जीरो आवर उठाने का मौका नहीं है. फिर आप कहते हैं कि गणतंत्र की गरिमा को बजाय रखना चाहिए. सर ओल्ड से न्यू हम जाते हैं, ओल्ड को हम भूलना नहीं चाहते. ओल्ड इज ऑलवेज गोल्ड. सर देयर इज अ सेइंग दैट ओल्ड हॉर्स इज बेस्ट टू राइड. ओल्ड हॉर्स इज बेस्ट टू राइड. अकॉर्डिंगली ओल्ड हाउस इज बेस्ट टू बस. हम नया सदन में जाएंगे लेकिन पुराने को याद में रखेंगे. सर फिर एक बार कहना चाहते हैं, हमारे राजेश खन्ना जी बाबू मोशाई एक पिक्चर थे, उसमें कहा था जिंदगी बड़ी होना चाहिए, लंबी नहीं. हम रहे या ना रहे, लेकिन आज सदन के अंदर हम जो करते जा रहे हैं, अगले दिन हमारा पीढ़ियों ने इसको याद रखेंगे. इसलिए जिंदगी बड़ी होना चाहिए, लंबी नहीं. ये बात कहते हुए मैं अपना बात समाप्त करता हूं.
माननीय सदस्यगण, मुझे आपको सूचित करना है कि लोकसभा और राज्यसभा के सदस्यों का संयुक्त ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ, राज्यसभा सदस्यों के ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ और 7वीं लोकसभा के सदस्यों का ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ मंगलवार 19 सितंबर 2023 को 9:30 बजे संसद भवन के प्रांगण नंबर 1, द्वार संख्या 1, सेंट्रल हॉल के बीच में किया जाएगा. अतः मैं आपसे अनुरोध है कि ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ के लिए 19 सितंबर 2023 को पूर्वाह्न 9:15 पर उपस्थित स्थल पर पहुँचे, ऐसा मेरा आग्रह है. श्रीमान TR बालू साहब.
Sir, from 1962 onwards, the DMK, now presided by the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Dr. M.K. Stalin, has been part of all historical discussion in this House and also in the other House. Sir, though this is the special session, there is nothing special about it. Just yet another session. The new Parliament building has been constructed at an enormous cost without a felt need. Money has been carved out by government when there is so much of financial crunch. Now Parliament House inaugurated with much fun and fair. But why the last session was not held? Was it due to any vastu consideration or any only today you could find the auspicious moment. More than auspicious time, what is needed is an auspicious agenda of business, which augurs well for the well-being of peace, progress, and happiness of 143 crore people. This session in new premises seems not to be a social session, but an emergency session, or to carry out certain urgent mission of the ruling party to fulfill certain ulterior objects only in violation of democratic norms. This sitting will take stock of India's journey as an independent nation. We got independence in 1947. The 75th year of celebration fell last year in 2022. We have already stepped into 76th year. If at all any special event has to take place of the long journey, it has been done, it should have been done last year itself. Okay, even accepting the while that we are commending our 75th year parliament, such a special sitting should have been done in the historic parliament, house where the country's destiny was decided further nurtured and renewed in 1947. India, our country, our dear nation, the largest and vibrant democracy in the world, is today because of the invaluable contributions of firstly of the people of the country. Then comes to the political parties and the leaders who steered government for the majority of the time. That is, for the past 6 years, government of India was run by parties other than the present party. The strong base of the modern India, the developed India, was laid by 6 decades of planned work done by sovereign leaders starting from Jawaharlal Nehruji, the light of Asia. Contributions of Prime Ministers Lal Bahadur Shastriji, Indira Gandhi ji, Morarji Desai ji, Chaudhary Charan Singh ji, young Prime Minister leader Rajiv Gandhi ji, and Narasimha Rao are great indeed. Tower of strength of the backward class masses who constitute more than 60%. VP Singh ensured social justice to them, which was denied to those marginalized fourth-level people, so-called Sutras. His contribution is immense and invaluable. It will stand out and shine in our modern history of progress. His government was pulled down with vengeance by forces inimical to empowerment of weaker section. Leaders and their parties who led the country with a lot of sagacity and foresightedness. Whenever there was political instability, when single party majority evaded mainstream parties, it was like saving and protecting standard person. It happened in 1989, 96, 98, 99, 2004 and 2014. The leaders who came to the rescue of the nation at critical times were Deva Gowda, I.K. Gujaral, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Dr. Manmohan Singh. The political leaders who played a great role then were DMK leader Dr. Karunanidhi, NTR, George Fernandez, Communist Party like Indrajit Gupta, Somnath Chatterjee, Sujit Singh. When we look back at 75 years, the contribution of these star leaders is great and needs special mention. The contribution of opposition parties, mostly of the regional parties like DMK, in national politics and governance, have a special place. This constructive opposition criticism and suggestions have helped the government from time to time take corrective measures because they have represented the regional interest and linguistically minority population groups. DMK in parliament since 1962. Our founder leader Anna, who was in high esteem by his contemporary leader Nehruji, Vajpayee and others, spoke for the political rights of states, protection and development of various classical languages like Tamil, though she advocated a separate Dravida Nadu in 1962. When a Chinese force was on us, he felt that territorial integrity of India was paramount importance. Though Anna gave up the Dravida Nadu, he claimed loud the reasons for a separate nation still existed. That way, it was sagacious advice of central government. After all, India is a union of states. That is the constitutional position. 560 princely states and kingdoms, including large countries like Kashmir, Hyderabad, small kingdom like Pudukkottai in Tamil Nadu, joined later with independent India. Sikkim was the last to join in Indian part. In the last 75 years, promises, promises, giv- promises given to its members, state and just aspiration of the people of the states with varied cultures traditions have been broken by Union of India. The latest example is repeal of Article 370 and snatching away the special status of Jammu and Kashmir, like rubbing salt on the serious wound that large states have now been broken into two union territories, whereby the emotions and rights of the people of Kashmir have been trampled upon. While looking back India 75 years, patting our backs and claiming credit to the impressive performance like Chandrayaan by individual leaders and parties is not appropriate. The success we have seen so far is success of 140 crores of people of this country. Without their support, strength, labor and commitment, nothing is possible. What we have really introspect is the failures we have faced in 75 years. These failures are the result of the broken promises as in Kashmir, Manipur, Tamil Nadu and other states. Union of India should go extra mile to get full confidence of the people of states and fulfill the regional aspirations in terms of secularism, equal rights for development, linguistic, political and democratic rights. While mentioning about the crucial role played by DMK party in ensuring stability and national government at center, I have tell you about the support extended to Indiraji government in 1969 and Vajpayee government in 1999. After vertical split support by Congress in 1969, the Indiraji government lost majority. It becomes a minority government. This happened after leader Anna has passed away in 1969. Congress was not our friend then, but when mattered to our great leader Kalaignar, who succeeded Anna as Chief Minister and President of DMK, was stability of the Union of India. Still, the scares of 1962 war with China was still paining us. Therefore, Kalaignar decided with a clear vision to support Indiraji with our 26 members in Loksabha. With our continued support, she was able to bring the revolutionary policy measures like abolition of privy purse, nationalization of banks, and the other poverty alleviation program. Anna, a good friend of Adalji, after a very long political struggle, he is able to lead BJP to power in center 1998. It was a feeble, ragtag coalition with a particular party. Poor Vajpayee, a gentleman leader, was carrying on with his government. As is said in Tamil, Nitya Gandam Purna Ayusu, daily death, threat by alive still. This was the condition of Vajpayee government. The government was in ICU for 13 months. She was gifting life to Vajpayee government on a daily basis. What a pity. Ultimately, she pulled out and government fell at 13th month in March 1999. On the confidence motion in Lok Sabha, DMK supported Prime Minister Vajpayee, but he lost by one vote. In the subsequent election, we supported Vajpayee's candidature for the Prime Minister because, as I said, he was a gentleman politician, a statesman, and above that, he did not have animosity towards all minorities. He willingly agreed to common minimum program with alliance partners. He stuck to Raj Dharma. Not only that, Vajpayee has asked his other leaders in his party to stick to Raj Dharma. He was able to complete his full term as Prime Minister with the prestige and hope. Pokhran test and Kargil victory was possible because of stability of Vajpayee's government with the DMK support and our leader Dr. Kalaignar support was the main reason. The present ruling party should revisit the pages of India's recent history and refresh itself with these important moments and appreciate how DMK has played a respectable role in providing stable government at the center. Sir. In the building of the modern India, the role of former young Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi has an exceptional place. In fact, he is the father of the so-called digital India. His competence and involvement of the people of village level resulted in Panchayat Raj Act and empowerment of rural people's representative. His sacrifice of his life in pursuit of public service is unparalleled in Indian history, sir. With this, I thank you for having given this.
Thank you. Thank you. Shri Sudeep Bandyopadhyay ji.
Sir, I rise to speak on the discussion on parliamentary journey of 75 years, starting from Samvidhan Sabha, which has not yet been discussed in details at all in the House. Achievements, experience, memories and learnings. Sir, this is the last day of the current Parliament House. And this is possibly the last agenda we are going to discuss. So on the day of the nostalgia, we feel a flood of memories. The past and pledge to preserve our best democratic traditions for the future. Sir, the journey began just after independence with the covering of the Samvidhan Sabha, or Constituent Assembly, the list of members who registered and presented their credentials on the discussion held on December 9, 1946, from Bengal had been a vertebral roll of honor. Many speakers took part. I will just remember their role. It read as follows. 1. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar from Bengal. Mr. Sarat Chandra Bose. Mr. Kiran Shankar Roy. Mr. Frank Reginald Anthony. Mr. Satya Ranjan Bakshi. Dr. Prafullo Chandra Ghosh. The list included another 25 members from Bengal who took part on this debate for the final publication of the Indian Constitution. Sir, the proceedings of the Constituent Assembly would have been very dull, Dr. Ambedkar said in his final speech in the Samvidhan Sabha, if all members had yielded to their party lines or party discipline in all its rigidity, then it could be a gathering of yes men only. But few persons raised their voice of their own, going out of the pledged resolution, which there were rebels rising to the lend qualified support to Dr. Ambedkar's motion to pass the Constitution. One of these rebels was Hari Vishnu Kamath, suggested that we the people of India. And that was inducted in the Constitution with the proposal of Hari Vishnu Kamath, we the people of India, had come to the end of a long journey, which was, however, the beginning of a longer, a more arduous and a more hazardous one. True to the Indian genius, he noted, our struggle, our awakening began with a spiritual renaissance, which was pioneered by Ramakrishna Paramahansadev, Swami Vivekananda and Swami Dayananda. In the wake of those spiritual leaders came the political renaissance and the cultural renaissance, of which the torchbearers, the leaders, the guides were Lokmanya Tilak, Aurobindo and Mahatma Gandhi, and last but not the least, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Today, we once again pay our tribute to those great leaders of our freedom struggle. Start the journey of a next 75 years. The covering of a 17th Loksabha in this historic house. Before moving from an old building to a new one, we need to understand the true meaning of the name of our country, India, that is Bharat. We are happy and comfortable with both the names. That we want to reiterate here also. Sir, while speaking inspiration from achievements and memories of the past, That is the main learning we must take for the future. We who currently in the opposition rededicate ourselves to defending democracy against authoritarianism and commit ourselves to building our new India on the strong foundations of secularism and federalism. One of our colleagues, Sugata Basu, now he is the head of the Harvard University, was MP in the 16th Loksabha, delivered a beautiful speech on this subject, which I remember very much. Sir, India has a parliamentary system of government. We are watching it since last 75 years. The Union of Parliament is the supreme legislative body of India. Our parliamentary democratic system stands upon the principles of communal harmony, secularism, and unity of the country. Ethos of our constitution vibrated as, after the constitution was passed, unity in diversity. This spirit is to be kept maintained. India is a country which almost believes on principles of Nana Bhasha, Nana Mat, Nana Poridhan, Bibidher Majhe Dekho, Milan Mohan. This is unity in diversity. This spirit was reflected from the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and that should be reflected so long we remain in the country. We speak Ek Jati, Ek Pran Ekota, Ei Desh Hamader Vidhata. This country is godly to us, and this is one country, one feeling should percolate to the hearts of the every Indian. We believe the principles of unity amongst Hindu, Bauddha, Sikh, Jaina, Parsi, Muslim, Christian. Somewhere we are finding this idea is not being implemented in all parts of the country. Indian Parliament, sir, is famous for its ornamental speeches, records of debate and discussions since last its inception. Spirit of brotherhood and feeling of respect always used to maintain between one party MPs to the other parties, from which we are now lacking. This system is vanished. Prime Minister was expressing no claps from the opposition. I was hearing. But the system has been collapsed, and this is not a good sign which we are going to face. Sir, Indian Parliament at different occasions and different era have proven that how much powerful can Indian Parliament become at the time of crisis of nation. Whole Parliament stands by India or Bharat. Earlier Prime Ministers, sir, of all times responded to the questions raised by the members. But somehow we are not finding this since last 10 years. Why it is happening? I am here, sir, last 12th Lok Sabha. I have interacted with so many Prime Ministers in question hours. But this time I am not finding it. I hope this will be reflected at the new House. Continuous process of discussion in connection with international and very important national issues were part of regular parliamentary practices. Nowadays, it is totally invisible, sir. Indian Parliament have shown their unity amongst themselves when China or Pakistan invaded India. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji praised Indira Gandhi by pronouncing her as Ma Durga. At the time of war in Bangladesh, we still remember it. There are exemplary precedents like this in the history of Indian Parliament. Opposition praising treasury benches opposition, these were reflected in the House on many occasions, on several times, but which is now being totally invisible. Keeping faith upon international solidarity and brotherhood, our Parliament has expressed solidarity with many other countries who have fought for their independence. Sir, I was first elected in 12th Lok Sabha. as Trinamool Congress candidate. That time, our party leader, Mamata Banerjee, it was the first time a new political party entered into the parliament. And that time, she raised her voice in parliament for 1/3 reservation of in Lok Sabha and assembly. The incident we still remember. She caught one MP by neck when she was going to hear the bill which was going to be placed on the floor of the House. Now Sonia ji has also written a letter to Honorable Prime Minister to take it up. Sir, our demand would be that in the next current new Lok Sabha building, Parliament building, let this women reservation bill be tabled and let it be passed without further delay. Let it be initiated with a positive direction by which this Parliament can initiate its journey with a very positive outlook. Sir, fall of government by one vote, we have witnessed it, sitting on the floor of the House. And we have seen the power of the Parliament. How peacefully the voting pattern went on. And just next to me, Chandrasekhar ji was sitting. He asked me, Sudeep, what is the result of the vote? I said, Bajpayee ji has been defeated by margin of one vote only. He said it to me, oh, if I had the idea, I could have voted for Bajpayee ji, by which the vote pattern could have been different. So these are the memories which haunt me always. Sir, let the present House run with a positive direction. Common principle of parliamentary democracy is that House belongs to the opposition. I tell it at the all-party meetings whenever Honorable Speaker convenes that in a parliamentary democratic system, House should belong to the opposition. But nowadays, bills are being passed without debate or discussions. It is not a good precedent. Both sides are to be more objective in their approach, in their outlook. And when a House can run properly, if the ruling party takes a positive decision, then only it becomes possible. Otherwise, it is not possible for the opposition to run the House in a proper manner. The GST declaration being celebrated by convening midnight parliament session. It was held to make it historical, but many important and extraordinary situations prevailing in the country are not being allowed to raise and discuss in the House. Sir, brute majority in Parliament by one political party at this present Parliament reflects its arrogance is not desirable. What my long experiences say that if brute majority persists, they are in a mood to gag the voice of the opposition. It is neither desirable nor it is supported by all the members. So we will approach to the ruling party to make themselves restrained in the coming sessions. Long since it is proven, Parliament session must reflect with more positivity and become as result-oriented. But in few last sessions or in few last years, this Parliament session is not becoming result-oriented. That is a part of sorrow. The attitude of the ruling party of Parliament can make it viable and functioning. Day will come, sir, if this way runs, that people will start losing their faith in the parliamentary system of process. That what this Parliament is going to give to us. And once people start losing their faith upon this parliamentary system, it is a very dangerous system. So, sir, we must try to remain more committed and faithful at the 75th year of Indian independence to see that parliamentary democratic system remains alive with its massive strength. Sir, we hope we are entering into a new parliament. Let all these systems be approached, be focused, be presented, be ventilated in a positive manner. Whole country should feel the change from one building to other building will also carry some feelings, good sense of ideas prevail, and we each one become to the respectful to each other sections in a broader mind. So lastly, I must say the slogan that whatever manner country proceeds, we must say, long live secularism and federalism. The federalism structure of the country is under big threat, where West Bengal is one of the major victims. I should take it up. We are trying our best to draw the attention of the government, and as a leader of a Trinamool parliamentary party in Loksabha, I should keep it on record as mentioned. Sir, I repeat, no attempt is to be taken to create division in between India and Bharat. We firmly stand by both. Jai Hind, sir. Jai India, Jai Bharat.
Shri M. Srinivas Reddy ji, please.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Speaker,
Please,
sir.
please.
Madam ji, just 1 minute, ma'am. I wanted to tell about, my 12th Lok Sabha under your leadership. I was a Congress member also. 2 minutes, ma'am. Then I will talk. Sir, thank you very much, Chairperson, sir.
She will listen you, definitely.
Yeah. Because she was my leader.
Yeah. Please, please.
Sir, I compliment our Honorable Prime Minister for, conducting G20 summit successfully, and internationally, the country's name also, in the worldwide totally, India is known everywhere also now, sir. So really, he has put a lot of, effort and hard work for this. My complimentaries again to him, sir. And one more thing, sir, my Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, by Jagannath Reddy, wishes to all the honorable members of this parliament on the occasion of, 75 years, Samvidhan Sabha, sir. He was also 2 terms, a member also of this house. So my experiences, I wanted to share. As my colleague, Mr. Sudeep ji, has mentioned about it. My 12th Lok Sabha I entered also, madam. That time, Madam Sonia ji was the president of the Congress party, and on Congress party ticket, I won, and I come to the parliament also. That is in 12th Lok Sabha, sir. So the experience, as earlier, my colleague mentioned, that time, after 13 months, Vajpayee's government, when ADMK withdrew the support for the Vajpayee's government, then strength has come down, sir. It has become a minority government. So that time, because confidence motion has been moved by Vajpayee also. So the voting pattern and everything was on slips generally. Everybody was in tense generally. How we know the result will be there? Because of the floor management. Everything, we all also thought that, okay, Vajpayee also will come out and everything. But lastly, when the result has come with 1 vote, he was defeated. The government was defeated. That too, the then Chief Minister Giridhar Gomango ji was also a member of parliament in this house. Yes, Sudeep ji?
Yes.
So he came and voted. Then otherwise it would have become it equal and decided by the speaker also. That time the speaker was Honorable GMC Balayogi. So how the parliament also depends on nature only, finally. God has to decide how it has happened. When we see all these experiences, we cannot forget in our lifetime, sir. So I have seen a lot of speakers also in this, because when I entered about 25 years back, before that itself, my family, my late brother and sister-in-law were also members of parliament. I used to come to the Central Hall regularly enjoy the central hall, sitting there yourself. Sorry. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. The luxury of the central hall, sir. When you sit in the central hall and look at the dome, you will feel so comfortable also. Because that only now you are going to miss in the new parliament. And these experiences cannot be, generally, only memories will be there always for us also, sir. And regarding, again, in 14th Lok Sabha, sir, main, important, agreements, Indo-US agreement. This has happened on 23rd August 2006. So the bill that time, to be passed, this agreement, was also a potentiable thing. Later, 14th Lok Sabha itself, 22nd July 2008, conference motion of Dr. Manmohan Singh ji. That also was a tensionable thing. It was also, floor management could able to do everything. So that was also a tensionable. All this, strength of, show of strength and everything used to happen in the midnight only, sir, generally. So the result of the thing was so joyful at the time. Then if you look at it also, sir, 15th Lok Sabha, that is, worst thing for our Andhra Pradesh itself. The division of both the states. Andhra Pradesh has been divided into two states, that is Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. 18th February 2014, the bifurcation, the bill, AP reorganization bill has been passed. But problems are so far, after 9.5 years also, whatever the promises made on the floor of the house, both the houses have not been fulfilled, sir. The special category status, which has been, for 10 years awarded by both of the houses, so far, now we are not getting even, any inch of it also, it has been no more, sir. In spite of, our Honorable Chief Minister, Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, used to come and visit also and meet, Prime Minister and our respective other related ministers also, sir. So I request you, sir, the special category status is a must for Andhra Pradesh for the development of the state, sir. In spite of, my Chief Minister, Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu is working hard. If it is there, to add to that also, he can do, a lot of wonders there in this, sir. Sir, now if you see that, 17th Lok Sabha, we are here. So 17th Lok Sabha also, this Lok Sabha, I have seen also, sir, Article 370 passing also, great thing, and introduction of GST, other things also, sir. So all my experiences, sir, I want to put it to you here, sir, because it is only to tell always to my colleagues that this house got only 543 members only. So becoming a member of parliament is, God's nature's gift only. One should be lucky to become a member of parliament in this house. Because 140 crore people are there, sir, now. Only 543 people are recognized in this. So this is the temple of democracy. From Sarpanch also, should think of, whatever is passed, Panchayat Sarpanch, in the parliament, will go into that also, they have to implement that. So when the temple of democracy, when it is there, so here we have to, make some, suggestions also, sir. It is very much required also, sir. And to tell you frankly, sir, my dear colleague also mentioned some of the things. Number of days, working days has to be increased here. That is the main thing. And other thing is private members' bill, sir, should be implemented properly also. And the third one, sir, 30% of the agenda should be suggested by the opposition parties. Then only the House can, function properly. And apart from that, sir, respect for MPs are a little bit coming down, what I could able to see, sir, now. So that earlier when I entered in, that is 1998, 25 years back, the ministers used to give appointments, right away, without, much time or anything. And the secretaries used to give appointments also right away. And now, that is lacking. And not only that, sir, what is required is because our country's thing is, only 10%. That means strength of the ministers have been decided by long ago. That is 10% of the Rajasthan and Lok Sabha members only can be made as the council of the ministers. See, this time, this thing has been decided when the population was only 50-60 crores. Now the population has increased to 140 crores. this percentage has to be increased automatically to take care of the public, so that, everybody can, get the benefits of the central government. Sir, the states also needs to know more powers to be given also, which has to be done by the central government. Sir, my conclusion is that, sir, we have done, beautiful here. We have actually 75 years now we are living in this atmosphere. We are going to miss it. Emotionally, personally also, I feel that I am missing, a great thing. But changing times, changing trends, we need to know everything, for the sake of youngsters. You have to create a beautiful, modern, all digitalized parliament. So that's why our Honorable Prime Minister also has taken the task. I must compliment him also for creating a new parliament, sir. Thank you very much for giving a lot of time. Thank you.
Honorable Member Shri Giridhar Yadav ji. Giridhar, yeah.
सम्मान्य सभापति महोदय, आज इस जो हमारा जो हाउस जिसमें हम लोग बैठे हुए हैं वर्तमान, ये जो बिल्डिंग है बहुत पुराना बना हुआ, जो हमारे सम्मान्य प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा कि इस देश के जनता के पैसे के द्वारा बना गया है, बड़ी अच्छी बात है। उसका आज हम लोग विदाई दे रहे हैं। वो नए भवन में हम लोग कल से जाएंगे। इस भवन को हम बहुत प्रणाम करते हैं कि इसने बहुत सारे दिन देखे 75 साल के आज़ादी के इतिहास में, और बहुत अच्छे से भारत का लोकतंत्र चलते रहा है। संविधान सभा के द्वारा जिसमें ये संविधान जो बनाया गया था, उस संविधान सभा में डॉक्टर अंबेडकर की मुख्य भूमिका थी संविधान को बनाने में। उन्होंने कहा कि भारत एक संप्रभु, सोशलिस्ट, धर्मनिरपेक्ष और लोकतांत्रिक गणराज्य होगा। लेकिन जो संविधान में लिखा हुआ संविधान की आत्मा के विपरीत आज काम हो रहा है। लोग धर्म के नाम पर वोट मांग रहे हैं। लोग हाउस में जय श्री राम